Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to an Easter edition of A Guide to Poor Parenting, a podcast where me, Jason,
and me, Jennifer,
have a few drinks
and talk shit about our kids.
And sin on the Lord's Day when he came back to life. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yes.
He resurrected today.
Okay. What was Monday? Is Monday something special?
No, Friday was.
I know Good Friday, but I thought...
No.
Monday's
because it's Friday, and then 3 days later, he resurrected.
Okay, I don't remember.
But I did see a very funny video today, and it was a priest, and he was like holding like a stick or staff, and he was like dancing and singing, and he was doing the song from Guardians of the Galaxy, the Hey.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you heard, hey. And he
background?
goes, what? And then it cut off. And I was like, hee, that's funny. Because I like that song.
So if for our 10 listeners haven't figured out, we're recording this on Easter. And it'll come out the Wednesday after Easter weekend. And... I'll have a funny. Let me get through the intro, then we'll... Okay. So for all our listeners, please follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Guide to Poor Parenting.
And Facebook and TikTok at Poor Parent Pod.
Yes. And what I was going to say before we introduce our very special guest is that I was at work the other day, and someone was like, "Oh, it's Easter weekend," and they were like, someone was like, "Oh, you better not sin." I was like, "No, this is the perfect day to sin. They're all going to be washed away on Sunday. Just get out there and kill someone. Fuck it." All right.
I don't think it really worked like that anymore.
No, I didn't say that. Well, I didn't say kill anybody. I didn't say fuck either, but that would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been really funny, yeah.
Yeah, hilarious. All right, so for our listeners, you probably heard her giggling in the background. So we are joined by a very special lady. I just met her. When did we meet? That was
a couple years ago.
No, it was last year.
Was that Christmas when we went to go look at the lights?
Yes.
Christmas before last.
Yes.
It's been 2 Christmases?
Yes.
Jesus, I have a bad memory. Okay, so for our listeners, this is my brother's fiance, Miss Tonya. Hi, Tonya.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Oh, we are wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Yep, and taking care of his brother.
That is a full-time job.
We know. My mother,
I've heard stories.
My mother appreciates you. Oh, Miss Tonya, have you had a good Easter?
I have.
Would y'all do you? I know you. We were talking about doing this. You said that you were going to be doing stuff with your kids and grandkids. Did they do your Easter egg hunt down in Coleman yesterday?
Yes, we did it yesterday.
They have a good time.
Yes.
And you have. All right, we'll get to the full story, but you have 2 or 3 kids. I can't remember.
I have 3 kids.
3 kids, and they're all adults.
They're all adults.
And how many grandbabies do you have?
3.
3. And how old are they?
12, 10, and 3.
Oh my goodness! So you and I both have
Pretty
preteen
close.
grandchildren. Is yours your preteen a girl or a boy?
They're both boys. The girl is the baby.
Okay.
Gotcha. Good luck.
Is well, it's easier when you can give them back, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Tonya, what are we drinking today?
We are drinking fruity Sex on the Beach.
Yes, ma'am. We when I asked Tonya to come on, I was like, "What do you want to drink?" And she's like, "Something fruity." I was like, "Okay." So I actually had to Google fruity cocktails because I'm like, I don't drink a ton of like sweet stuff. And I was like, Sex on the Beach doesn't look too hard. Apparently, I didn't realize it's peach schnapps, vodka, cranberry juice, and orange juice. But when Jennifer and I before you came over, Tonya, Jennifer and I were recording a little taste tester of the drink, and it was watery as shit. And I don't know why. Did it taste watery to you?
Oh, watery. I thought you said buttery, and I'm like, no.
No, it's not
like
Chardonnay. No,
it's not like butter, baby.
but it was watery.
It just didn't. It was bland. It didn't really have a taste to it. So
Yeah.
we kind of
Monkeyed
added some more alcohol
and
that made it
more
better.
orange juice too.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, I didn't put much triple. I put some
in my glass.
I put a little in hers, and she said it did make it taste a little funky. Not bad, just not what I was
It
expecting.
had a weird aftertaste.
And then I put a tad in the pitcher that I made. But when Tonya tried it, she's like, "Ooh, it's a little strong." And Jennifer like, "Oh, we can't even taste the alcohol." She's like, "I'm a lightweight." I was like, "Apparently."
Well, and I wasn't trying to be mean. It's just
No,
I
I'm
have
glad.
a German Irish liver, so I can drink. So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Zane, my beautiful husband, would you mind putting the Sex on the Beach picture back in the fridge so it doesn't get warm, since I don't want to have to get ice for everybody?
And while he does that, it's a good time to take our break.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, when we got Tonya over here, I was like, Tonya, you better try it, because Jennifer and I always have strange flavor or taste in alcohol, and we're like, we'll drink a whiskey neat, and it's like, oh, this is great, or not neat, but on the rocks. Straight, basically. And a lot of people are like, oh, how do you drink whiskey straight? That's good.
I mean, yeah, that's the way we like it. But I have to have it on the rocks. I cannot have warm alcohol at all. Me and Zane got petties last weekend. And the guy, I guess because Zane's phone number comes up, Zane calls, and he's like, oh, yeah, we always have room for you and Miss Jennifer. Aww. And so when we were checking out, and I'm like, you gonna do something special for my birthday? He's like, when's your birthday? I was like, May 1st. He was like, I'll get you some whiskey. And I was like, all right, as long as you got some ice, we're good.
All right. So after you doctored up your Sex on the Beach, Miss Tonya, did it turn out good?
Yes, much better.
Have you had them before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm not a huge, fruity, cocktail drinker. So, when you go to the bar, what do you normally order?
Mai Tais are the favorite.
Mai Tai? What is a Mai Tai? I know I've heard the name, but I don't know what's in it. Do you know?
It definitely has pineapple juice, because they always stick a pineapple garnish on the side of it, and that's one of my favorite things. It tastes like orange juice in it, and I'm pretty sure it's rum, not vodka.
Coconut rum.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, maybe in season 8 you'll come back and we'll discuss our bratty teenage grandchildren. All right, so this is a good stop.
It's composed of rum, orange, curacao, fresh lime juice, and orgeat, O-R-G-A-T, and then it says a nuanced almond syrup.
Huh. So it's probably like an almond extract or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one
recipe.
That was a fancy. We ain't gotten into that orange, whatever that was.
Well, when I got the recipe for the Sex on the Beach, the first one I pulled up was all 50 milliliters, 150 milliliters. I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't have anything with milliliters in it. So I had to look up a dumb American version so I could figure out.
This one says is made with 2 flavors of rum mixed with pineapple juice, orange juice to make a yummy fruit drink. So that was way easier to say than the other, me messing up, because words are hard for me. So that one was way easier.
All right. So next time we make a fruity drink, I'll make a Mai Tai in your honor, Tonya.
Okay.
All right. So this is a good spot for a break. So we'll be right back. And we're back. Miss Tonya, was that a terrible break?
No, it was great.
She got to breathe.
Oh, I know. Making her talk so much. Miss Tonya, you poor thing are a mother. Tell us, rewind back. So before we started talking, you are my age, so late 40s. Mm-hmm. Well, I won't, lady never discusses her age or reveals her age, but you have 3 beautiful children, and your eldest is
30.
So that means you started out at 18, ma'am. Was that a planned pregnancy, or was it an accident?
Oh,
no. Okay. Oh, no.
A happy accident. We don't really want to say accident because that hurts the baby's feelings.
I didn't say accident. I said, was it planned? Ma'am.
I know, but I'm just saying. Don't say accident.
I didn't say accident.
I'm just saying for other people that are listening, don't say accidents. It hurts the baby's feelings.
Uh-huh.
Are you originally from Alabama?
I have lived here and been raised here most of my life, but I was actually born in Indiana.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. What part?
Indianapolis.
Very cool.
My cousin lives up there.
Yankee territory.
Yep. She loves it up there.
I do not.
Oh, do you not?
I do not. I do not miss anything about that except my grandparents that have passed away.
How long?
Sorry about that.
How old were you when you moved out from Indianapolis to Alabama?
We went back and forth, so I was 6 months when we moved here, and then we moved back when I was in first grade for a year, and then we came back. So I guess since second grade, I've been here constant.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And you live in Coleman, right? Coleman, Alabama?
I used
to. Oh, well, yeah. Is that where you raised your kids?
Yes, for the most part.
Yeah.
Are you Army brat? Is that why you moved to Alabama? Or did family just find a job here and was like, oh, we're moving? Or, like, what were the
Motivation.
Circumstances. Thank you. I told you words are hard, so you're learning me very, very quickly. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
that.
I guess you would say Army brat, but not really, because my parents met in the Air Force, and father was from Alabama, mother was from Indiana. They met in Michigan, and then they moved back to Alabama.
Okay.
Now, do they have your dad's side of the family in Coleman?
I don't know anything about that side.
Oh, okay.
So how the hell did you get to Coleman?
Yeah.
Actually, I was living in Jefferson County. That's where kind of I grew up, was like the Birmingham area. Mm-hmm. And when I got with my first husband, he got a job at Walmart distribution, and we moved out this way to move closer for him for work, and we just stayed.
Now, where's the Walmart distribution? Because, like, in West Huntsville, I know there's we have an Amazon distribution, a Target distribution. Is that where the Walmart distribution is too?
No, Walmart is in Coleman.
It is in Coleman. Okay, mm-hmm. Very cool. So I'm assuming you were in high school when you met first husband?
Yes.
Okay, and were y'all already graduated by the time you got pregnant?
He's a couple years older than me, and he already was not in school anymore, but okay. I still was.
Okay.
And so y'all had a shotgun.
Pretty much.
Okay. Was there a lot?
That was just a guess.
No, well, it's a good guess. Was there a lot of pressure from the families to get married?
No, we actually wanted to, and my parents were more opposed to it, but his family was like, yeah!
We got her young.
He found somebody, let's keep her. Come on now. Was he a good dude?
For the most part.
For the first part. All right, so 18, you're pregnant, living in Coleman. Were you working?
No, I didn't work until after the second child.
Oh, wow. So you had to. So you're 18. You give birth the first, or was he 19 when you were? Oh, he had to be 18. What about the second one? When did he come around?
I was actually 17 when I had the first one, and I was 19 when I had the second one. So both of the girls are the oldest.
Oh, that girl. Okay, I apologize.
Okay. And that was super fun.
I bet it was.
I'm sure.
So did you? How long after the second one was born did you start going back to work, or did you start working?
Almost immediate.
Was it just getting too expensive to take care of? Did y'all have a lot of his family supporting y'all? Like, were babysitting or no?
No, not really. Daycare.
Okay. Was the second one planned?
Nope.
Nope. Were any of them planned?
The last one.
Okay.
Not to get right all up in your business, but same daddy for all three?
Yes.
Okay.
What, I was about to say, did y'all, was there ever any talk of like either terminating the pregnancy or like adopting the baby out or?
No.
No. You're like, we're going to make it work.
Yep.
That's impressive just in Coleman because there's just not a lot of industry there, but the cost of living is nothing. Was it bad when y'all lived there?
It's getting bad now, but it's starting to catch up with everybody. But it wasn't before.
Yeah, Coleman is about 45 minutes south of Huntsville. For some reason, we actually have quite a few listeners in Georgia and Virginia, so I try to explain things to them, and Canada for some odd reason.
Saskatchewan.
So, Coleman is a little tiny town about 45 minutes south of Huntsville, and known colloquially as a sundown town, where if you're black, you don't want to be in town, or you want to be indoors before the sun sets.
That used to be, but not anymore.
Yeah, this is true. My daughter lives there with who is black, with her boyfriend and my two younger granddaughters, and they're black. And I'm always like, oh God, why don't you move out of that town? But I mean, I've met like my massage therapist whom I go to all the time. He's Latino. His father is actually Mexican national, and he grew up in Coleman. And I'm always like, how was it? He's like, well, there were racists, but it wasn't terrible. So
yeah.
Has it gotten better as you gotten like throughout your lifetime?
Yes, it really has.
Do you remember when it was like particularly bad, like when you were a kid, or do you have any memories of that really?
Not really, but you could just tell, like out in public and stuff, just reactions of people.
Okay.
It's definitely changed.
Oh, that's good. You're right. Probably the outward racism has gotten better, but I will say every time I go down there and I take her out, my daughter and grandkids out to dinner or something, we are the only family with color, and I'm just like, wow, this is it must be tough for like them. But Miss Tanya is white, as lily white as I am, and Jennifer. So, so how was paying for daycare in Coleman? Was it? I assume at the time it wasn't ridiculously expensive like it is now.
Well, I was actually working in Birmingham, and the way when my husband worked at Walmart distribution, they have like a weekend shift. Mm-hmm. So at the time he was working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 12-hour shifts, and then I was working Monday through Friday. So we really just had to do Friday.
Oh.
So I had to put him in daycare for Friday, and I'd put him in at Birmingham.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds great. How was it in Birmingham?
I really don't remember. To me, it was a lot.
She's just kind of blocked that part of her life out right now.
So what made you get a job down in Birmingham if y'all were living in Coleman?
Well, we weren't actually in Coleman yet. We were still in Jefferson County.
Oh, he was commuting up?
We were kind of in the middle of Birmingham and Coleman, so...
Is that like Irondale or not Gadsden, but...
Like Warrior.
Warrior, okay. So how far of a commute was that for him? If you remember. If you don't, it's not a big deal.
I don't, and he speeds, so it's probably not the normal for anybody.
That's so funny. Well, yeah, and I will say, if you live out in the country, even in Texas, if you like a 30-minute commute or a 45-minute commute is really not that atypical.
Right.
So, was it a bad commute for you when you drove? Because you were living in Birmingham, Warrior. What did you do down in Warrior? Or what did you do for a living when you were in Birmingham?
I was working like customer service, I guess you would say.
Okay.
It was for this company that we were a inbound call system company, and we would take calls for Southern Living magazine and stuff like that. And the department I was in, we handled the travel tips. So like if you said, I'm going to Florida, blah, 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 blah. So we would say, okay, this is what you really need then. And we'd put it in a computer and it would get mailed to you.
Huh. That's
interesting.
Cool.
I've never heard a job like that before. Did you like it?
I did like it.
I was about to say, 18, that would have been the internet had just come out a couple of years prior,
Yeah.
2 or 3 years prior.
I was about to ask, is it MapQuest?
With the dot matrix printer and for all our
Dial-up.
for all our younger millennial listeners, they're probably what are y'all talking about? But Jennifer and Tonya and I especially, since we grew up, I graduated in 96. Did you graduate in 96 too, or?
I would have been class of 95.
95. Okay, so yeah, the internet had I think came out. We got the internet in school in 94, 95, I think. Do you remember when y'all got it?
In school, I was still on typewriter when we were doing typing class. So
you were at a rich school. Me and Tonya were at the poor school because I learned how to.
Well, I was also in a much bigger city too.
And you went to private school. Yeah, mine was typewriter as well. We had one computer, and if you got to play on the computer, you felt really, really, really lucky and fancy.
So I'll tell you one thing. I did end up having a class in computer or something. I never really had you walk in, it's already on. You type, all that. So my first day on my job in Birmingham, I was doing data entry stuff, and he was like, okay, we'll go cut the computer on. And I'm like, I don't know how.
Where's the button? If you don't want me to break it, please show me, because I will just wiggle the fuck out of this thing until it comes on.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Sorry.
But yeah. So you then are you're working there and you're traveling. And it sounds like he's traveling too, or as well, right?
Yes.
Commuting, yeah.
That's another word for travel. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm a little sassy today. My bad.
You are sassy.
You get to see a different side of me, Tonya. I'm sorry. You just met me today, really, really. So when did y'all decide to move to Coleman to I guess like work at the same place together, or
No, actually, our house burnt down.
Oh.
And we lost everything.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was not expecting that at all. Okay.
So we decided then we would go ahead and start looking up towards Coleman area, get out of where we were anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to what caused the fire?
We're not sure. They said they just know it was electrical, and
okay.
we weren't home. We had left and went to Walmart, came back and had the fire truck sitting in the driveway, and people just started saying that they saw sparks coming out the window. And we had a window unit at the time, so I think maybe that's what did it.
Oh my gosh.
And you didn't leave like any of the kids at the house to like...
Oh no.
Okay.
They were with us.
Well, it was just the first two though at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine being... So you're probably 19 or 20 at the time? Maybe 21?
Maybe 21.
Excuse me.
I can't imagine trying to... I barely started functioning as an adult 10 years ago when I was in my late 30s. I can't imagine having two babies, because they would have both... A toddler and a baby at the time. Losing my house... Oh my God. I bet you had to grow up fast.
Yeah.
Woo. So, did y'all lost everything then, didn't y'all?
Yes.
Oh God.
I'm having to start from the beginning and with all the kids. I can't even imagine. I'm sorry. That sucks.
Did his family help at all, or?
Yeah, we actually lived with them for a couple months until we found where we were going to go.
Okay, that's good.
Did you have home insurance to help pay for everything?
We didn't.
Were y'all renting, or?
Goodness.
No, we weren't renting, but it was actually a mobile home, and it was so old that you couldn't get insurance on it.
Gotcha.
Well, that just sucks.
Oh
balls.
God, I'm so sorry.
I can't even imagine. I'm sorry.
Was that like as traumatic as it seems?
It really was, especially when you come home and you're ready for bed because it's nighttime and you don't have one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeesh. So you are 21, just lost your house, then y'all moved up to Coleman around 21, 22. Sorry, cough. Try not to cough in there.
Did the kids like the move that going to Coleman, or did they miss being at the school that they were?
Well, they were like
They weren't.
babies.
Oh,
they were
okay.
toddlers.
That's
in the
right.
Yeah,
baby.
they hadn't went to school yet.
I'm still trying to grow them up, I guess, in my head for some reason. My bad.
Was his family up in Coleman?
No, they're from the Warrior area.
Oh, okay. Were they sad to see y'all go, or were you glad to see them go?
I love my in-laws.
Okay.
They will always forever be my in-laws. My mother-in-law actually just passed away a couple weeks ago, and in the beginning we didn't always see eye to eye, but so at that time it was kind of a welcome thing for us to get away from them.
Some distance made y'all grow a little
Closer,
yeah.
So when did did you move jobs, or did you keep commuting down to Birmingham area from Coleman?
I actually was staying at that same job until I got pregnant with my son.
And how old were you when this happened?
25, 26, somewhere around there.
Okay, so this is the second child.
Third child.
Third child.
So 7-year difference between the eldest and or 6 or 7 years before.
Okay.
How
And last child.
Yes.
Okay.
And if he would have been first, he would have been last.
Okay.
was it? Well, I take it he was a handful.
He was a handful, and it was like the worst pregnancy ever. I was so sick, and it would have been the end for me. I would have quit.
Would have been like, yep, no more babies.
No more
that
babies.
Was it. I'm done.
So the baby girls, let's see, if the eldest one was about 7, they both would have been in school by that time, right?
Yeah.
How were the school system down in Coleman?
We actually lived in the Hanceville area, which is like the very south border of Coleman County, and they went to school at Garden City for a while. And it's a little school. Might have 200 kids in the whole school from kindergarten to 6th grade.
Wow.
It was very small. I really, really loved that school.
Very rural. That's a fun word to try to say. But I said it. Yay.
I only know Garden City because I stop there to poop every time I go to Birmingham. It's like, I'm going to stop. I got to go poop. Oh, here's
Gardendale.
Gardendale. Where's Garden City?
Garden City is
Not where you poop.
Apparently.
probably not where you poop. When you go on the interstate and you go past Dodge City exit, it's not far past that.
Oh, okay.
It's before the Warrior exit.
Y'all out in the country.
Yeah.
Was the ex-husband a country boy?
Yes.
Good old country boy? All right,
Wait,
so
was
you were...
he a good old country boy, or was he a country boy?
Was he a decent man?
Yeah.
He was decent.
Okay. He took the dishes out of the sink before he peed in it?
Oh,
So-
please don't tell me you be peeing in the sink.
No,
'cause
that's
I
a
be
quote
washing my
from
cups
Steel
there.
Magnolias. Calm down.
I know, but I didn't know if anybody else knew, so I threw that out there. My bad.
Hopefully
You
our...
do it all the time.
I only poop in the sink. It's okay.
I'm talking about explaining things. Not about pooping or peeing in sinks.
Oh, well then I'm going to edit that last bit out. All right, so you're 25 or you're 24 and you're like, I need another baby because my life is not complete, or did
Yes.
Wow. I would have
Or
thought
was it I want a girl?
no, they had two girls. The youngest
Right.
one's the boy.
Yep.
Switch it then. You wanted a boy. Or he wanted a boy.
I just felt like I missed a lot when the oldest two were young, and that I was young too, and I just wanted to have that opportunity to do it again and feel like I was
Mom.
better, more
Yeah.
prepared.
Did you end up feeling that way?
No.
I was going to say no just because of the comment earlier.
Lord, I can't imagine. I told Zane not too long ago that it was like, we've really got to get life insurance policies on the kids because we financially could handle, like if Justin Justin and his girlfriend, something happened to them, we could raise Elijah. Financially we could do. I don't have the fucking energy to take care of a goddamn toddler at pushing 50 right now. But I can't imagine being 25 having all that energy, but like you're broke as hell.
Yep.
Ugh.
All the time.
And then driving everywhere. Now, because you wanted to like have more, I guess, time with the youngest, did you quit your job or were you still traveling?
No, I quit. Almost as soon as I found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
He was a very rough pregnancy.
I gotcha.
Was it just morning sickness the entire time?
Morning sickness, blood pressure. It was horrible. I
Were
was in
you-
bed a lot.
Were you in danger? Like, were they...
Is it preeclampsia?
Yeah,
with
preeclampsia.
the
I didn't
diabetes
have-
or whatever it is?
Yeah, I didn't have either one of those,
Well, that's
but
good.
they did take him 2 weeks early because of my blood pressure.
Is that it? Preeclampsia when the
Yeah,
baby is? Okay.
that's elevated blood pressure due to
Okay.
pregnancy.
That's what my sister had. That's why I'm like, I think that's what it is.
Well, apparently, I was listening to a podcast recently about pregnancy and the placenta, and apparently it is a magical organ that is actually a part of the baby, not the mother, and it steals the mother's blood. That's how it feeds the baby. So it's a constant battle between the mother's body and the placenta to keep that baby alive. But yeah,
So you can tell your son that he's a vampire.
yep.
He would probably adore that.
There you go.
So you're 25. You got yourself an infant, a 7-year-old or 6 or 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
And then a big kid husband.
Yes.
Okay.
So how long? How was that? Like, how was 25 to 30? Like that time period of taking care of baby till he got into school?
Well, so I didn't do just that because my husband ended up changing jobs and he wasn't making as much as he had been. So it was obvious I was going to have to work some. So I was doing that, but I'd also decided to go to Wallace to do medical transcription.
Oh, cool.
And
Nice.
so I was doing that like 2 days a week. He would go to daycare 2 days a week. And then I was also working nights at the gas station down the road. So it was
You're a hard-working mama.
very hard. Very little sleep.
Mama was tired, definitely.
Did you notice Jennifer and I always joke about this, like getting partially I think it's just our age, but like mom brain. Did you notice that too?
Yes.
Yeah. I always think, to me, it feels like not necessarily it's a combination of the fatigue, but also just you have to juggle so many balls as
Yes.
like kind of the primary parent. You're like, I got to make sure everybody's in school and they got their homework done and all this shit. And you're just like, I can't remember anything.
I can't either.
Yeah.
And my kids now, they'll ask me something and I say, okay, but you have to remind me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course they don't. You were supposed to remember, Mom. No, I told you to remind me.
Yeah, unless it's in my phone, it's not going to happen. So
That's
don't
right.
Yeah, or unless I tell Zane, and he most of the time remembers every now and then.
Yeah.
You're starting to rub off.
Yeah, we are starting to rub off on poor Zane there, because he used to be like the best on memory. But like, hey, remind me to tell Jason this. Okay. And then now it's like, let me just put it in my
In my phone, yeah.
in my phone.
If it's
that
not in
I
the
need
phone,
this.
it's not going to happen.
If it's not there, it doesn't exist, because we are very scatterbrained.
Yeah,
and I can't imagine. I have one, and technically you have one to keep kind of track of, Jason, and that's still hard. But to have three, and then you have to think about like, I don't know, like projects and
make sure they're fed
homeworks
and
and if they did extracurricular activities, you had to think about soccer, softball, baseball, blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you're working.
Yep. It was fun.
Oh,
It doesn't sound fun.
sure.
That does not sound fun.
Looking back at it might have been fun at the time.
Are you impressed with yourself that you got through it?
Yes, I really am. Some days.
We have a couple of friends that have been on the podcast, or we have a couple that are friends that have 5, and I'm like, I don't know how y'all do it.
Or 6.
Yeah, do we know anyone with 6?
Melissa?
Oh yeah, well. Yeah, Melissa, because we're part of a support group for adoptive parents,
Gotcha.
and say it, but yeah.
But all 6 are biological siblings.
Yeah.
At least half. And yeah, it's so crazy. It's like either you have 1 or 2, or you have like 28.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. And I'm exaggerating on the 28, but there's no you're in 2 categories.
Yep.
Yeah, a whole bunch of kids. You just got a couple. But I have 1. I don't know how people do 6 or 8 or foster and adopt and have biological, and they're doing it all together. I have no idea how they do that.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I applaud anybody. And then you had 3, and it kind of sounds like you're doing majority of it by yourself while working 2 jobs.
And
So kudos to you for that.
And putting up with an immature husband, it sounds like, too.
Yeah.
Was he a man-child?
Very much so.
I take it his mama probably did all the chores for him. He didn't know how to take care of himself, so he had to marry someone to do it for him.
No, that was actually part of his punishments. Whenever he got in trouble, she would make him do dishes and stuff like that. So he could actually do stuff. So
But did he?
That's another subject.
Oh, yeah. Get to the root of the problem.
That's
over
right.
Here.
So how was their childhood? Like any big upsets, like broken bones, like class shootings, anything major happen? I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
Well,
Let's
my
call
son
it's
was
Alabama.
born on 9/11.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Like born?
Yeah, I was actually in labor when the plane started crashing.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to turn the TV off because I was already there for high blood pressure and it just not going well.
Oh, no. So you will always remember where you were on 9/11.
I sure do.
I will always remember where I was as well. And then my, she's like a second mom to me. Her birthday is 9/11, but, back in the day. But it's still like, it's like, happy birthday. And then it's kind of sad because then you see all the posts on Facebook about where were you on this day, So you try to make it a little bit
Right.
fun for her, but it's still a sad situation.
Well, how was raising the kids down in Coleman? Like, did it go pretty good? How about their childhood? Anything major, traumatic, or anything bad? No. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I know. I'm glad to hear no other besides the house fire the older two had to deal with.
Right.
How were the older? Were they good big sisters to their brother?
Yes. They were good to him. They were not good to each other.
Okay. Did they help out around the house?
Well, they had to, because when they got a little bit older, they had to, because we made them, because chores.
Yeah.
But when they were younger, they would go get a bottle for me or something.
Right. Well, that's good. Did they do diaper changes?
No.
No. It's like Kalia with Elijah. She's 11 and he's 9 months old, and like he tried to bite me. Hi from a distance, but I'm not touching you. Kind of. It's funny. So you are in Coleman. You have 3 kids, 1 not in school, 2 in school, and immature husband. How long did that family dynamic last? If you don't mind telling us.
We had ups and downs. We split and got back together a couple times, but all together we were married years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
everybody was pretty much out of the house.
Yep.
When y'all divorced.
I think my son was 14 divorced.
Okay.
So you were 40 when y'all got. Wow. So it's somewhat
recent.
Yeah. In our old lifespans, that's somewhat recent.
Yeah. Were you trying to stay together for him?
For the kids?
For the kids, yes.
Yeah. And you just got to 14 and you're just like, fuck it. Sorry, buddy. I can't do it no more.
Was there a straw that broke the camel's back, or was it just like a cumulative?
It was
just years.
It was just a lot.
Yeah. Years of bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice. I have a friend who stayed for the kids until 18. And I was like, your kids know you're not happy, right? She's like, well, they tell me that now. And I'm like, well, I told you that.
I know of at least 2 people in that exact situation. One who was very close to Zane, but we won't mention her name at the moment.
But they just, and you think you're doing right because everybody's together, but the kids feel that tension.
They do.
And they feel that animosity, and then they start to see someone staying away longer than they usually did, and it just kind of builds up that way. So is that kind of what was going on? Like, maybe he stayed longer than he was supposed to be at home, or
no, it was just
his bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah. I will say though, like the 2 cases I was speaking of, I'm not going to name names, but a lot of it's financial too. If you have younger kids and you're like being a single mom with younger kids is almost like, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
I can't imagine trying. So, especially if they're like, still elementary school age, maybe if they're high school, it'd be a little bit different. But if I was a single mom, if I was looking at being a single mom or putting up with idiot, and I was like,
put up with idiot for a little bit.
I can wait till they're like in high school and maybe drive themselves around.
So is the 14-year-old in high school?
He was forced.
Okay. And so did you guys, like you and the kids, stay where y'all were and he left, or did you get your own place?
No, we both left. He left first, and then I couldn't afford the house by myself anyway.
Right.
And so I knew I wanted to get out of there and not be there anymore anyway. So me and the boy and my middle daughter, she was still living at home. We moved. And my oldest one, she was already married by then.
Oh, wow. So how old was she? Like 20?
She was 18 when she got married.
Did she have a shotgun wedding as well? Or did she wait a little bit? Because I know you have grandbabies.
She did not have a shotgun wedding. And it was supposed to be that her husband could not have children.
Oh.
So she decided to get off of birth control, and boom, he can have children.
Oh, Lord. That's
the way it usually worked.
The oldest lie a man could tell. I can't have babies.
Well, his mom told her the same thing, so apparently a doctor down the road said it.
Oh, Lord. Well,
unless
women do the same thing, I'm on birth control, yeah, and then they're not taking it.
Unless I see a man's nuts chopped off, I'm like, you can have a baby.
Well, you ain't got to worry about getting pregnant, so
that's
you
true.
all right. So you guys then got a place together, you and the middle one. And was it in the same kind of area so that he can continue to go to the school he was going to,
Yes.
and her as well?
Yeah, that was something because I moved schools. I moved schools 2 or 3 times, and I didn't want to do that to my kids.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be at the same school the whole time and not have to leave their friends and stuff. So.
Right, I got you, because you were Army bratish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the kids handle the divorce? Were they glad, or were they like to see it coming, or?
My oldest one says she wished that I'd have never went back when I left the last time before that. Middle one, she did not take it very well. She just kept thinking we were going to get back together. And the youngest one, he was like, there's internet at this house.
Yeah.
In your house or his house?
At the new house we moved into.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was...
No, you're fine. For our listeners, Jennifer had her hand over the mic because she was chewing on something, and she was like talking with the hand
over the mic. Yeah. I told my mom, I wish she would have left sooner. They divorced when I was 12. Because if she would have done it like 6 months to a year earlier, I would have been living in Germany and not been stuck in Alabama. But, you know, it all works out for a reason.
That's right.
And I would have never met my best friend. I would have never met I wouldn't have had my brother or my stepsisters. So it all works out for a reason. But at that time, I was just like, when are we leaving? And then when she moved kind of far away, I was like, ooh, my best friends are right across the street. I can see their house. I'm staying with him. And I know it had to break her heart, but I wanted to be with my friends because I was 12, you know. So I've apologized. It's like, I hope that didn't hurt your feelings. She was like, it kind of did. But I understood at the same time. And she still took me to school every day and picked me up every day. So I got to see her every day.
That's good.
So it all worked out. But yeah, kids know. They might not say it, but yeah, they know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you still are in contact with the ex-husband today, or
As little as possible.
has he gotten remarried, or is he?
He got remarried 2 months after we got divorced.
Oh, damn.
It sounds like he's the type of man that needs to be married for someone to take care of his ass.
Yeah.
You know? Well, good for him. Wow. What kind of relationship do the kids have with you and your ex-husband now?
I have a good relationship with all them, but the oldest one doesn't talk to her dad at all.
Really?
And my youngest one, he only talks to him if he has to.
The middle one that had like the hardest out of it all, does she talk to him?
She does. She's always been a daddy's girl, and she is a peacemaker of the family and just wanted to keep everybody peaceful and together and everything.
Yeah.
So she still tries.
I gotcha. And ex or stepmom, do they like her? Or
Have they met her?
They've met her. The middle one might like her. The other two, I'm pretty sure don't.
I gotcha. Well, they don't seem to really like him that much either.
Correct.
Mama's girl and mama's boy, and then the other's the daddy's girl. But still sounds like she's the mama's girl because she tries, but she's, you know.
She's just the peacemaker. Which is really funny because she was the warmonger when she was a kid.
It's funny how they change, right?
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the dynamic between the three of them? You said the older two girls fought a lot, right?
They fought a lot. The oldest one was, I'm the oldest, you got to do what I say, blah, 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 all the
That
time.
sounds like Jennifer.
No.
You always told me that when you were younger, it was like, if I'm older than you, I'm the boss.
But I never did it like that.
No. Okay.
I automatically assumed the younger one knew.
Oh, okay.
So I never had to say that.
Oh, okay.
Kindergarten, I didn't understand age and how the dynamics worked. If you're older than me, I will follow your lead. If you're younger than me, you follow my lead. If you're the same age, we fighting to figure out who's going to do it.
Okay.
But I only did it in kindergarten a couple times. I say I really don't remember because this is just what my mama told me. Like, I cried the first 2 weeks of kindergarten, and the teacher would put me in the corner, which would make me cry more because I was a mama's girl, and I was really an army brat, so I moved everywhere, and so I was with my mom. Like, I didn't go to daycare, I didn't do any of that stuff. I went from my mom to having to go to this random place with all these kids, and where the fuck is my mama? And so I would cry until she came pick me up. And then once it got into my head, oh, she comes every day, then it was a little bit better. But yeah, she tells me that I was a little bully when I was 5.
How are the girls now? What's their relationship now?
They're best friends now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Especially with them both having babies.
Yes.
Right?
What about the youngest son? Is he the prince of the family, or is he...
Well, if you ask the girls, they'll tell you that he was always the prince of the family. That they see memes on Facebook where the oldest one is like, "You're hungry? Go make a sandwich." And then he's hungry. "Oh, my prince, let me go to McDonald's and get you a special meal." And they say it was just because he was a boy, but he was severely ADD, and I did not want him touching anything because he'd already set the house on fire.
You almost lost another house to fire? Oh, good Lord. We, poor Jennifer's like having almost dying on some fruit at the moment. I was in Big Brothers Big Sisters for years, and my little brother was severely ADD and like was constantly getting into shit and like almost burning the house down and punching holes in walls, and I don't know how their mother survived. And Jennifer's going through that right at the moment. I'm about to say, you want to talk about though how we tried to make that grilled cheese sandwich the other day? If you can, you want me to tell it?
It was my last slice just went down the wrong pipe.
We were talking about ADD
my brother
kids.
is 25. So I was an only child until I was 18 years old. So he's my baby. Like, I was second mama. Mama worked during the day. I worked at night. We switched. I took care of him, as much as I could while she was gone. So he's at my house, and I go to bed pretty early because I get up at 5:30 to go to work. And he stays because he's a night owl, so he just does his computer because he's going to UAH.
Which is a local university here in Alabama.
Yeah. For computer science. He's looking to be into R&D, apparently.
Research and development?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And I messaged my brother because I'm in bed, and I'm like, "What does that smell?" And he's like, "It's funny what 10 seconds can do." He's like, "No fire." I was like, "Well, I would imagine you would have gotten me if there was a fire." But my son decided, instead of a skillet, to put a glass plate on the eye of the stove to cook grilled cheese. And I'm like, that smell is still in my house like a week later. And Patrick's like, yeah, he's going in and out. And I'm like, okay, open up, some windows so we can, air out the house, because I'm sure there was a lot of smoke. And he was like, I'm sorry. I turned I'm just looking at this for like 2 seconds. I hear a sizzle, and then I smell it, and I run into the kitchen, and then bam, it's like, plates, toast. It's just because he wanted a grilled cheese.
Did your son ever do anything like that?
Yes. I used to make tea in a tea kettle that would whistle at you because I just liked it that way, so I would know, I wouldn't forget about it and let it boil to nothing. And the ex-husband, he always liked to do it in the microwave. So he would have a big old bowl and have his stuff in there and throw it in there. So son saw there's 2 ways to make tea, so I'm going to make me some tea. So he took a bowl and filled it up with water and tea bags and put it on the eye. And it was plastic. And it melted.
Bless him.
So he did the third way.
Yeah.
The wrong way.
I was going to say, I was expecting him to have taken your tea kettle and put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah. Well, I'm really surprised to hear that the tea thing. A lot of people don't drink in the South, like hot tea.
Were you drinking it hot or was it iced?
I don't drink tea at all.
Oh.
I was making it for my husband. He loved tea. He liked iced tea. But my son does like it hot.
Oh.
He wants it, like when you first get it made and pour it in the pitcher and it's hot, that's his favorite way to drink it.
Okay. I guess I didn't understand that you were using the kettle to make cold iced tea. Because I have a kettle, but I make it for hot. Because I grew up with hot tea. Like until I got to the South, I didn't know what cold tea was. And then you ask probably some Southerners, they're going to be like, what do you mean a hot tea? Who drinks hot tea?
Because I grew up in a big city, I knew about, I watched PBS and I watched like Masterpiece Theater, so I knew about British people drinking hot tea and whatnot. I was shocked when I went out of the South and there was no sweet tea. Because Texas, you can get sweet tea everywhere, just like you can here in Alabama. And my best friend grew up in Michigan, and he was like, hey, when we were in college, he's like, can you stop by Starbucks and get me an iced tea? I was like, sure. I get it sweetened. And he's like, this is disgusting. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, there's sweetener in it. I was like, well, how else would there be? That's fucking iced tea. God damn it. He's like, but I don't want it sweetened. It's like, who drinks bitter, cold tea?
I've never heard of that either.
I know. It's a monstrous thing.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
But I'm not judging.
Oh, I am.
I ain't yucking nobody's yum. I've not tried it, but I need sugar, so that's just... Anyways, back to the kids.
So you're you got an 18-year-old with a baby now, right? That your eldest was 18 when she had her child?
Yes.
And then, is that her only kid so far?
Well, that's her only biological child. And then her and that husband got divorced about 6 months later. And her
Probably
husband,
because he lied.
Her husband that she has now already had a child. He was like 18 months old.
So she's definitely second mama to that baby. I got you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so your middle one, when did she have her baby?
She had her baby. They actually went in vitro. It took them like 3 years to be able to get pregnant.
Wow.
So
In vitro is expensive too.
She should have just used first husband of the other one's stuff because apparently he was like super sperm.
no, we didn't.
No, I was.
No.
I'm just kidding. I was just kidding.
So
So they
I want
worked
to say she was
hard.
like 25. They did. They worked real hard. She went
Because
through
that's
a lot.
expensive and it's sad because there's a lot of miscarriages and possible twins and scariness when it comes to that. So that's a special
Kudos
baby
to
right there.
them.
Yeah.
Was she ecstatic when she got pregnant though?
Oh yeah, and she was pregnant with twins, but she ended up losing one of them.
I had to bring it up. God damn it. That's just sad.
So the older two, how many grandkids do you have now? 2 or 3?
I have 3.
3. Okay, so that's the oldest 2. And how old are those 2 now?
The oldest 2 are 12 and 10.
And okay.
And the girl is from the middle child, and she's 3. She'll be 4 in October.
And is she the extra bonus baby from the oldest first?
No, she
Second
is
husband?
the in vitro baby.
She's the in vitro baby. Okay. So first oldest, they're really close together then. They're sisters, right? Or brothers?
My kids were
No,
sisters.
the
The grandkids are brothers.
brothers. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the oldest has the 2 that are really close together.
Yep.
How do they get along?
Well, sometimes they get along and sometimes they don't.
Okay. Well, I mean, what you said they were like 10 and 12, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, I'm about to say the older one's probably like
leave
those
me alone. I want to be with my
ramping up.
friends. And the other one's like, I want to be your friend. Let me follow you.
Actually,
when they-
he is very introvert. As long as he's sitting at his computer playing a game or something, he's happy. Leave him alone.
I gotcha.
Is your son, is he involved in anything? Or are you expecting a fourth grandchild anytime soon?
No, he says he never wants to have children. He does have a girlfriend. They've been together for a while, and they do live together, but she doesn't want children either, so.
What? I mean...
Hey, you got 3, so you're
Yep.
good
As
to go.
long as there's no holes in condoms and someone doesn't stop taking their pills, then you're good.
Just to make sure to don't tell his girlfriend that he can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
He can't get someone pregnant.
So how old is he now?
He's 23.
23. Okay. Are they all around Coleman?
They
or
are.
did they all move? Oh, never mind. You answered right away. So you're really close then, when you're in Coleman,
Yes.
around all your babies.
Yes.
I gotcha.
And how is... Oh, God. Sorry, Jay.
I was okay. I didn't mean to.
I was just going to say, how is your relationship with the kids now? Are you like super close to all of them still?
I still am.
That's
The
awesome.
boy, not quite as much because can't get a hold of him half the time because he's
You
a boy.
just gotta go on his games and play with him. Be like, hey, Mama Bear.
See, Zane, moms like it when you call them.
Yeah. So now that you're kind of visiting Huntsville more, right?
I live here now.
Oh, now that you live in Huntsville, sorry, my bad, with your fiance.
No, you have an apartment, don't you, in
I do.
Madison? Yeah.
Oh, but you don't live with Kyle?
Not yet.
Oh,
So,
God, I am so confused.
Wait,
So-
I might as well because every day he's over at my house and he spends the night and everything. And when I go to work, he goes back home.
Okay.
So for our listeners, Tonya is dating my brother, or
fiance.
fiance to my brother. And y'all met almost 2 years ago, right?
Yep.
How did y'all meet?
Facebook.
Facebook. What was
The
what was
dating
The
thing on
dating.
Facebook?
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that like puts like mutual friends, I think, together, right?
Did y'all have mutual friends?
Nope.
Oh, never mind. I lied. I don't know. I don't date.
So what about my brother was like, I want some of that, Miss Tonya.
He has this one picture on his Facebook profile, and he says it's when he was either still in the Army or when he first got out, and he's turned sideways and he's wearing this shirt that says supporting mothers, single mothers, and it's showing them on stripper poles and stuff. And
Right.
I don't know. It's the look on his face just says, I want to get to know him.
I will say about my brother, like for all his faults, he is a charmer and he's a talker.
He very much is a talker.
So yeah.
You will never run out of conversation
Nope.
with him.
Nope.
Do you like the Big Bang Theory?
I do. Not as much
Okay.
as he does, but
Okay.
yes.
That's the thing. There's the link right there. The only reason why I say it, every time I hang out, like go to dinner with Mama Ruth and him and Jason and the family, somehow Big Bang Theory just like comes into conversation. That's the main thing I know about your fiance is Big Bang Theory. Because somehow, always. But, I mean, that's, I've seen it. I liked it. I watched I wouldn't say I watched every episode, but just one time, so I will not remember any. And he'll try to be like, no, don't try. Just don't try.
He does that with everything.
Yeah. Kyle will rewatch shows a lot. Though,
A lot.
Too. I will reread books. Like I'm rereading a series right now that I've read 4 times already. And I'm rereading it just because it's a good book. It goes quickly, but he'll rewatch. And Zane does it too. Zane will rewatch television shows. He actually likes to own the whole series and then never watches them. Unless they're on streaming.
I mean, I usually will rewatch a couple of the last episodes if a new season is coming up so I can remember what the fuck happened because, it's been a minute and my brain is just mush. But I think like Golden Girls I've probably watched a couple times. Living Single. That's about all I can think of like that I've seen like through twice. But I don't know if I could do maybe every 10 years like to remind myself, oh yeah, that's what happened there, but I'm not a rewatcher. I guess that's
Are you a big TV buff, Tonya?
I am not. In fact, Kyle can come over, and if I got home about 30 minutes before him, I haven't still turned the TV on. And he's like, why isn't the TV on?
I am with you on this, Tonya. I like if a TV's on, I will leave. I just like it almost gives me anxiety, and I want to leave the room because my mom. I'll go over to my mom's house, and she'll have the CNN or MSNBC blaring, and I'm like, I gotta mute this or I gotta leave because I just can't have a TV on in the background. It just stresses me out for some reason.
Yeah. So for him, what I do. He'll go in and he'll like do recaps, kind of like what the show's about, and then he'll see snippets. So he has the new generations of the TikTok brain where he can watch like 3 minutes of something and then it has to change. And so when I see like when I watch a show and I'm like, oh God, this was such a good show, I can tell him everything about it because he doesn't care.
Yep.
I guess he doesn't care that I tell it to him because I'm like animated and I'm like, dude, this was a good show, you know. But then if Zane walks in the room, I'm like, we can't talk about it anymore. Watch it, you know. Yeah. And if it's something that is not what Zane would watch, then I'll just continue and then would give him a little recap and then, you know, I just continue with the show. But I've done that so many times with Jason because I'll find something. I'm like, oh my God, this is such a good, like, I like documentaries. I love true crime stuff. Like I got podcasts that I listen to for that. And I'm just like, yes, I got to tell you about this, you know, horrendous murder that I listened to. And he's just so sweet. He'll listen. That's so nice. So you and Kyle, so you moved to Huntsville.
I did.
You got an apartment out in Madison, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And where are you working now, if you don't mind?
I'm still working in Coleman.
Oh, damn. You're still driving to Coleman every day?
I am. I've been there almost 17 years, and it's kind of hard.
It's home. Do you have, like, good benefits, like retirement coming up soon?
I have good benefits, insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As far as, like, retiring soon, I'm nowhere close.
I was about to say, she's only 48.
Well, no. The reason why I ask is I'm 19.
Oh, well, you pension, too.
I've been at my job for 19 years, and I could retire at 25.
Gotcha.
And that's 6 years from now, so I'd be 49. And I could retire and, like, start a whole nother fucking career if I wanted to. So that's just kind of why I was asking, because I mean, I only know what I know.
Yeah.
Because I've been there so fucking long that, you know what you know.
You are lucky, Ms. Ever, because like you are one of the few people out there in the world that have pensions anymore. So
yeah,
lucky girl.
Well, it is what it is.
I did mean to ask though, Tonya, what you and my brother have been together about 2 years. When did your kids finally meet Kyle, my brother?
Or have they?
Oh yeah, they have.
Oh, I know they've met her because
I was just being facetious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You remember how far into the relationship y'all were? If you don't, it's not a big deal. I'm just curious.
Ooh, you made
I want to say about 3 months.
3 months? Okay.
Yeah.
And he drove down to Coleman and met everybody, or?
Yep.
And what did they think of Mr. Kyle?
Well, my oldest one's husband, he's not very gung-ho on people. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he's pretty cool. You should keep him around. Okay, well, if you got your seal of approval on him. Nice.
He can be quite the charmer when he wants to be.
He can.
My mom and I always joke because he's got two modes when it comes to talking. Either he will not shut up and just talk your ear off, or he's quiet as all get out and just like sit in the corner. So have you experienced the quiet yet?
Not for me, no. He's never quiet with just us. But
that means he's comfortable, so that's good.
Yeah. So when he very first met everybody, it was a holiday, I think, Christmas.
Ooh.
And we were all at my daughter's house, and he came in and just like sat on a bar stool away from everybody and was just like looking around and stuff. So I had to keep like pulling him over there. He didn't speak for a little bit.
Huh.
He was probably intimidated. I mean, it's intimidating meeting your girlfriend's kids and then possibly grandkids too. because it was Christmas.
Yep.
So, and that's a lot.
I will say Kyle gets the nervous energy though. Like if he's nervous in a situation, he'll just start yammering away.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of surprised because like I've seen him quiet with our family when it's like.
You shush him.
I've had to shush him a few times because if he is sitting next to my granddaughter, they get so fucking loud. And because they just start yammering back at each other and they're practically screaming. And I'm just like, can y'all shut up? And then,
Like the volume increases
Yep.
between like, so Kyle will say something, Clea a little louder, Kyle a little louder, Clea a little louder, Kyle. And it just increases that way. So that's why he has to shush him and be like, hey guys, bring it down.
we were at a restaurant locally and like it was a noisy place and they were just, practically yelling at each other. And I was just like, yo, shush. And he just sat there pouting the entire time. I was like, oh God, listen here, young man. It's like, I don't want you to put up with her lip. I'm not going to put up with yours. Well, I'm glad. What about the grandkids? Do they like them?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So pretty much boys and girls, or boy and girls, kid-wise, they pretty much liked him.
That's good.
And then the grandkids liked him. He is a big kid, so I'm sure the grandkids liked him because he exerts that kid energy, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I see him with Kalia, and I can just see it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's ready to go play.
Yep.
Definitely. Or go sit and watch TV, and they'll probably go watch TV with them.
So my last question for you though, because we're actually getting close to the end of our time.
Okay.
You and him got engaged around Christmas time?
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, my birthday. So you...
Wait, is this same day that he met the kids?
No.
Oh,
It was a year later, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, damn.
Fast.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because I remember you and Kyle and my mom and I and Kalia and Zane all went out to dinner at Char, I think, or something like that. And you were showing us the ring, and I knew it was kind of right after Christmas. So how was that? What was that proposal like? Did y'all go somewhere? Was he romantic?
He was romantic, but we didn't go anywhere. We were just at the
apartment?
At the apartment. And
Okay.
just came up. I was actually laying on the couch, and he just showed up with it.
Aw, that's kind of sweet. I always tease my husband, his sister, when she got proposed to, were at Carrabba's Italian Grill, and he proposed, and I always tease him. I was like, if you were going to propose anywhere, I don't think Carrabba's would be the place. I'm like, go walk at the Big Spring Park or go someplace pretty. But if you're just gonna do it at home, perfect. It's just sweet and simple.
Well, and that's where they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Probably would be. And then you probably didn't want to wait a whole another year to do it at like the Galaxy of Lights where we could take pictures and all that stuff. So,
well, hopefully next year for Galaxy of Lights you'll bring your kids and grandkids up and we'll all go walk together.
yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fun. I might still be out of the loop again. I don't know if I have to be a 12-year-old at that time, but I ran away from everybody, all the adults, because Kalia's best friend it was the first time she didn't get to go with us because they moved to Cali. So I was pretending to be an 11-year-old, and so I was tired at the end of that, but I was doing things that I, probably, well, hell, I'll say it, I probably would have done it with her anyways. Not all of it, but like, trying to lift her spirits because she was just missing her best friend. And so I hope that you didn't have any like, damn, Kyle said that was Jennifer, but I didn't even get to talk to her kind of thing. It was not that at all. It was me trying to make an 11-year-old happy.
I was already super nervous because that was the first time I was meeting any of y'all.
So I'm
Was that
good
the
because
first-
I'm not
Yeah,
really
you're
family
great.
like that. So,
Was that the first time you met my mom?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's good that I
Yeah.
ran off because I'm not really, well, I'm family, but I'm like, you ain't got to worry about me.
Well, a
So
little
you're got your own apartment right now. Kyle has his own apartment right now. Any plans to save
Merge.
money and merge?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay.
get out of my lease, but if I can't, then I'm there till September.
Okay. Oh, that's
good.
a good bit away. Well, not really.
At our age, it goes
It'll be
fast.
like that, yeah. And then, do we know wedding dates?
We don't know dates. We're still talking about places.
Y'all
Okay.
just thinking of doing like courthouse, or y'all thinking something a little bit fancier, or?
We can go to Coleman and go to the Golden Corral.
Woo!
No, thank you.
Sorry. Whenever he takes his daughter out, I always hear that they go to the Golden Corral, and the kids are the only black people there, and that's all I hear about Coleman. So
If y'all get a chance some weekend, go look up Green Mountain Nature Trail. Mm-hmm. It's here in Huntsville, but there's actually a little wooden chapel up there, and you could get married up there if you want.
and it's beautiful. They have a big pond, and then a bridge that's covered, kind of like the Beetlejuice Bridge, if you know what I'm talking about. Or it also reminds me of Jason from Friday the 13th. No?
Jason Voorhees, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of creepy, but it's kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you have the chapel, and then it's just beautiful.
Yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. And if you need someone to officiate it, I'll go get registered as an officiant and
Oh, yay.
marry y'all off.
If
All
you
right.
want to take some time too, go ahead. Take some time too. We're not rushing you. We're just trying to give you options, I guess.
Just trying to let you know we're happy to have you in the family.
Yes. And we're from Huntsville more so than you are. So
And Kyle, definitely.
And Kyle ain't going to do anything.
Well, he's only been here 3 years now, so we don't know anything.
We'll have to do everything for Kyle. So,
Bless
we
him.
can help you, is
That's
what
right.
we're saying on this.
Yes. All right, so I think this is a good spot for a break. So, Miss Tanya, while we're on a break, you think about a good story for story time, and we'll be right back. And we're back. All right.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Miss Jennifer. What have you been snacking? What did you almost choke to death on earlier?
I almost choked to death on a pineapple slice. I had, we're doing fresh fruit, and I ate everything. I even ate other pieces of pineapple, but that one piece just
Gotcha.
it just wanted to kill me.
I'm glad we're not on video yet, because y'all could have seen Jennifer. She was
I
like,
was red in the face, trying to cover the mic, move my head. it was
Dying.
rough. But yeah, that's what we're eating, fresh fruit.
Yep.
It's very, very yummy. I loved it. I always love fruit. And with Sex on the Beach having an orange slice in it was perfect.
Yep.
I felt like, what did you mind
get to have any
us
of it?
having any fresh fruit with your... Okay. Because we ask the guests to always like what they want to drink and what they want to eat. So when they tell us fruity and sweet, we're like, fuck. What can we do?
well,
So-
she didn't even tell me fruity. She's like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, damn it.
So it's hard for us to decide of what we were going to do, but I felt like this was a good combination.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Did you actually get to eat any of it?
No, it's sitting right here. I'm going to eat it.
Okay, good.
She'll eat it after, but so now it is, did you come up with a story like we told you in the beginning?
Yes.
That
Okay,
is
perfect.
going to, I'm done with food. I can take anything to drink, so I will not cough.
Okay.
During this story.
All right, so what's your story time, Miss Tanya?
So I said if my son had been first, he would have been last. He was severely ADD, and he set the house on fire in three little sections.
Jesus.
And he got in trouble one time at school because he was trying to make a waterfall in the bathroom. And the one that really stands out is one day the neighbor boys that lived behind us, they were over playing with him, and they went home. And next thing we know, there's Seth spray painted on this brick house. And we're like, why did you do that? He said, I didn't. My friends did it. Why did they put your name? Because they just like me so much.
That's funny.
Where did he get the spray paint from?
I'm not even sure.
Where does Wesley get anything from?
He steals it from our garage.
But I mean, they find things. So 3 times he almost burned down the house. Was he playing with just matches and just not paying attention? Or...
Yeah, it was like a paper. He was doing a paper, and as it burned up to his fingers, he dropped it. So it just burnt like little spots in the carpet.
Yeah, Wesley wants candles. And I'm like, you cannot have a candle. So, like, we went to the Dollar Tree and I got him the old school things that they used to have over the toilets. Like, you open up and, there's the smell. Mm-hmm. So he puts it in front of his fan so that it'll fan the room with that smell. And I'm like, that's perfect. But you do not deserve a candle. Because I do not want... Look at your table. There are marks where you have lit something on fire right there. I didn't do that. Okay. He has ADHD, so, he has that hyperactivity to it, too. So it's like, oh, my.
So I'm so curious about the waterfall at school. What did he do there?
He stuffed some toilet paper in there.
No?
No, he was just not aiming at the toilet.
Oh, Lord. Oh, I mean, unfortunately, even grown men without ADHD who are paying attention.
My mind wasn't going. I thought he was like, he stuffed up the sink and let the sink run and wanted to fall, waterfall over the sink. I did not go there. I should. I have a 14-year-old.
Well, he was like 7 or 8 at the time, and he was not the only boy doing it. He's just the one that got in trouble for it.
Oh. What did he just pee on the wall or something?
I think so.
Oh, good Lord.
But I mean, boys are nasty.
Men are nasty in general. Like I cannot tell you how many times, especially as I've gotten older and my aging prostate has woken me up because I have to pee in the middle of the night, and I'll start peeing and I'm like, okay, the sound just changed.
You just need to sit down and pee then.
No, I just want to go pee and then go back to bed.
Well, sit down and pee and then you ain't got to worry about the sound change.
But then I have to turn the light on. I'm like, where did I piss at? It's so gross.
I just never knew how nasty boys could get until I got one. And I was like, you have your own bathroom now that you will clean because I have no idea what's on my floor. And that was...
I will say, boys are disgusting.
But girls are disgusting too, in their own way if they're not taught right. I was taught right. My bathroom is nice.
Yes. I remember when I was working in Houston, and there was some lady, it was a big office, like probably 400 people working in the office, a cubicle farm. Apparently a lady took out her,
tampon?
Her tampon. I was going to try and find some euphemism for it.
I don't think they're... Why?
Her sanitary product.
Tampon.
Stuck it to the stall wall and walked out.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Women are nasty, too. I'm not saying they're not.
Yeah.
But I'm not walking barefoot in work bathroom.
Yeah, that's true.
I walk barefoot in my bathroom at home. I don't want to step in his piss before or after a shower.
I don't disagree.
Or him peeing on my heater or my fucking hairdryer and then I electrocute myself because the dude has horrible aim.
Or blow warm piss on your face.
Like just... I didn't realize what I was getting into when I adopted an 8-year-old boy.
We are gross.
4 years ago.
As a gender.
I did not realize, so.
All right. So, for all our listeners, and Miss Tonya, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Definitely.
Thanks for listening to all our... God bless, can I speak? For all our listeners, thanks for listening to another episode of Guide to Poor Parenting. If you have any funny stories about your kids...
Or if you need some bad parenting advice or have any ideas for topics, please.
Email us at guidetopoorparenting@gmail.com. And, Ms. Tonya, I forgot to tell you, you are the last guest for the season. So we're finishing out season 5. So thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yes.
Your turn, Jim.
Yep. If you like our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on.
And if you don't like our podcast, just like when our kids ask why we keep shushing them, even though they are literally yelling at us in a crowded elevator.
Yeah, Kyle. Tough shit.
Be quiet.
Be quiet.
Bye, y'all. Thanks,
Thank
Tonya.
you so much for being the last person. This has been an awesome way to get to meet you, so I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So
I did.
All right, bye guys.
Y'all.